click something, which is great. Fantastic. Okay, here we are. I do have week 7, even though I think I said in the Facebook group this was going to be week 8. I'm ahead of myself, but here we are. There we go. Week 7 webinar. We are here. And this is around mini wellness retreat ideas. Okay, so how did I get to this? Because let me tell you, last week, or even the last 5 months have been incredibly busy for me launching the Revamp Your Wellness 9-book series. And some of you who were on before we started recording this, I did actually say I kind of crashed on Saturday. I had the launch last Wednesday and it's just been full tilt, media interviews, all this kind of stuff, book launch, everything. And on Saturday, my body just said, sleep. And I listened and I slept. On Saturday this week, I slept until 11 a.m. Plus I dozed all day. But in between dozing, I did most of these wellness mini retreats and a few other ones, which is really great, which aren't in here. And I just thought it was absolutely fantastic. And as you can tell, I'm back to my energetic, effervescent self here on the Monday. And this is what I want for everybody, for them to create this wellness toolbox that they can dip into at any particular time. And that really is important. So, what are we going to talk about today? I have 10 at-home wellness retreat ideas I want to share with everybody. I always have a task and we always have a gratitude journal. Okay, so that is it. And this is my saying, which I came up with this weekend as well. If you listen to your body when it whispers, you won't have to hear it scream. And that's so true in many different ways. But what happens is we only listen when the body screams. So this weekend, I really had this mental, not battle, but this kind of self-realization that I had to stop because of what wellness means to me. Okay. And you know, a healthy life isn't just what you put on your plate or when you go to the gym. It is true holistic wellness, which focuses on your emotional, your mental, your social health, which is why I wrote the 9-book series, Revamp Your Wellness, to hit all of those. It doesn't fit in one book. But, you know, if you tend to put yourself at the very end of your priority list, when that list gets really long, that means that you're neglecting yourself. But what you have to realize is you're also neglecting everyone who relies on you if you're not feeling well. And if you don't take time to refill your own cup, you will not be able to pour from that cup anymore. And I do not want anyone feeling guilty around self-care. And this is so true for anybody, parents, corporate wellness, CEOs, you know, anybody. And I think it is so super important to take care of yourself, just as important as, I don't know, you know, changing the diapers on a kid, taking the dog for a walk, whatever. It is equally important. And I think that is super important for you. So let's take a look at my 10 different ways. This is something that I did on Saturday. I started with a bubble bath and I just sat there in the bubble bath and it was just absolutely amazing. You know, you can have candles, you can have calming music if you want to as well, but a warm bath or a shower if that works for you. Did you know that it just increases that blood circulation, which makes your body expel the heat? Now, in Chinese medicine, sometimes when the body has too much heat, that's when we feel unwell, okay? So it kickstarts this process, which takes around 90 minutes Not that you stay in the bath for 90 minutes, but once you get out of the bath, within this 90 minutes of your body expelling the heat, your body cools down the way it's designed to, and it cues your brain to either chill out or energize, depending on what the intention is. And you know what? It is really smart. The brain is super smart. It knows what it has to do. Remember, I always tell you, you need to do what the science says works, which is why when I say take a bubble bath, I'm telling you the science of why you're doing it. Because the researcher at MRCS, Institute for the Brain and Behavior and Development, have found that actually when you listen to music while you're in the bath, it maximizes this impact. And that brain triggers these particular emotions, these memories, these thoughts that lead more to the positive mental health. So you put them both together, you've got a dynamic duo of a bubble bath and the music, okay, triggering, depending on what type of music that you listen to. Obviously, if you're listening to relaxing, calming music that's bringing the brain beta waves down, it's setting you up for a great night's sleep. If you are listening to, I don't know, Def Leppard or Bon Jovi, then obviously that's setting you up to be more kind of energized. Make sure you choose your music appropriately, okay? And this is really super effective on both levels. Number 2 is fresh flowers. And I know I've talked about fresh flowers before, but it is so important. Now, as you know, living in Japan, we did ikebana. And ikebana is flower arranging. And flowers are amazing. They're these ornamental plants that can actually increase your level of positive energy. And do you know what? People feel secure and people feel relaxed around that. And as a result of this positive energy that derives from this environment, the chances of suffering from these stress-related depression are decreased. So how great is that? In my office as well, I have about 10 different plants. We're going to get into good air purifying plants in a minute, but they're air purifying. They're beautiful to look at. They just make you feel fantastic. And I use fresh flowers as a part of my congratulations. So I don't go for a glass of Prosecco or a glass of wine. I go for, let's raid the garden. Yeah, let's bring some of the flowers inside. Let's buy some new plants. Let's really get this beautiful positive energy. And seeing those grow is just great. When I was at Kew Gardens a couple of weeks ago, when I had 2 days off in London, one of them spent at Kew Gardens, and I bought a plant which has a beautiful purple leaf, and it was called Fantasia Venice. And if you look that up, it is a beautiful plant, really easy. It's already doubled in size, looks beautiful. But there's some really great plants that are ones for purifying, and they can help purify the toxins in the air, which is what you really want, especially in an office, especially in your bedroom. Now, these would be snake plants. They're sort of long and thin leaves, and they have sort of the green and white stripes on them. Peace lilies are another one. They make a perfect gift as well. And they're just both so easy to look after. And plants around the home and the workplace have been scientifically studied for many years now, and they have been proven to increase concentration and productivity. So really everybody should be having them in their home and in their workplace. And I just think they're fantastic to keep your brain on top form. Yeah, and that is just lovely. Now, those are great sort of toxin suckers in a way. But then you might want to look at super scented plants, things like lavender, things like jasmine. Those are wonderful as well. Very relaxing properties. Not only do they look pretty, but they're also both great for a bedroom plant. especially a little pot of jasmine, is also decorative, but the lavender and the jasmine have these beautiful relaxing properties. I'm always looking for different plants in different areas of the house. Now, another one, which is chrysanthemums. Try to say that with my braces. Chrysanthemums are wonderful for mood boosting. And, it's kind of goes without saying they're a really like happy flower to look at. But also, if you find chrysanthemum tea in sort of Chinese medicine, when you drink the tea, it relieves the symptoms of worry and stress because the aroma is as well is so stress relieving. I mean, you can buy chrysanthemums even at like when you're filling up the car with gas, right? I mean, they're at every gas station and they're cheap, which is wonderful, and they last for a long time. So it's such an easy plant again to look after. And you're inviting this gorgeous green and color into a room that, just ultimately improves the atmosphere, which is really what you want to take a look at. So definitely get some fresh flowers. So this weekend, what were the flowers that I got? I can't remember. They're in the vase. I bought 2 new plants. And I just thought plants at this moment, because I'm going away to Dublin tomorrow, would be better than flowers. So Paul doesn't have to throw them away while I'm away. And I got 2 new plants and just, from the supermarket. Amazing. I don't even know the names. They're like yucca ones. Again, those that help cleanse the air, which I thought, if I'm feeling really tired, I'm a little bit sniffly. It's like, okay, time to cleanse the air, time to detoxify the body. Now, this is something else that I did. I've done 3 face masks in 3 days because do you know what? It just felt so good. So good. Your skin is the largest organ in the human body. So many people don't pay attention to it. It really is amazing, and it makes you feel really great. You have lymph glands, all underneath the neck, underneath the arms, in the groin area. What you want to do is really do a detoxifying face mask. I've got some really great ones I'm going to tell you about. But the science behind it actually says that it improves to remove impurities, which is what we actually want, but they can be soothing and relaxing. And you know what? When you're looking tired and feeling tired, if you can bring some circulation to your face to give it a little bit of color, when you look in the mirror and you look better, it brightens your flipping mood anyway, which is exactly what you want. So I did this really, really great. I did 2 masks. Okay, number 1 is I did a papaya lightening mask. I had a papaya in the fridge. I mixed it with a little bit of honey, okay? And the papaya has rich enzymes, so it works as like a little bit of exfoliator. I have a 100% organic raw honey that's local here to Bournemouth, and just thought, oh, mix it all together, stick it on the face. And looking at the science behind that, it is amazing because it helps to brighten the skin. So that was my detoxifying. Then what I put on top of that was an avocado face mask. Avocado is rich in antioxidants and oleic acid. So I mashed a half a banana, a half an avocado, mixed it with a little bit of olive oil because it was very soothing and moisturizing. And again, it just oozed into my skin and I just lay there and it just felt so cooling and beautiful. I really, 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 really loved it. I'm going to sneeze, sorry. Then another one that I did was an oatmeal turmeric face mask. So as you know, oatmeal is wonderfully and soothing. Cleopatra used to put oatmeal in her bath to make it nice and milky. And I sometimes, if I've been sort of had irritated skin, like with urticaria, that is, when you get like a heat rash or anything, you get little bumps on the skin, it is absolutely fantastic to put oats in a sock Then you tie the end of the sock. You put the oats, the oats in the sock in the bath. You squeeze it, and all the oats make this amazing milk in the bath, and your skin just feels absolutely silky soft. It's beautiful. No wonder Cleopatra used to do this. And you know, they said that that was one of the amazing things for her skin. But what you can also do is make an oatmeal turmeric face mask. So what I did was I just got oatmeal, and I just added a little bit of warm water, and I put some fresh turmeric in there. Used it all over my face, yeah, and then wiped it off, and then rinsed it in the bath with my oat sock. Ah, I tell you what, it was luxury. Honestly, luxury. One of the best things I've ever done. And I just felt absolutely fantastic. And that really set me up to have an afternoon snooze. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. This is being crafty. You know, it is really amazing because, you know, what I love about this is Tom Daley. For everyone who watched the Olympics, you know, one of the big highlights for everyone was seeing what he was going to knit. And because he was being crafty, but he did it for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of amazing research out of the University College of London in 2018 that they took members from the Craft Council and the Museum Association and did a lot of research with them. And they found the benefits of crafting. The benefits of crafting, and that could be mainly knitting, sewing, scrapbooking, making jewelry. What else was there? I think that was it. And how it reduced your stress, helped relieve and reduce depression and anxiety, protects, projects helped with building your self-esteem. It decreased the risk of cognitive impairment as you age. It helped with insomnia. It was relaxing if you were irritable or restless, and it built the community and friendships. How incredible is that? And they're wondering why Tom Daley did it. You know, it kept his nerves under control and kept him out of the spotlight. Well, in the spotlight in one way, but out of the spotlight around his nerves, because it was just fantastic for him to disconnect from his sport and put his mind onto something else. And that is the whole reason about being crafty. Okay, my number 5 is essential oils. You know I love my essential oils. You know, I loved contributing to the Teach Yourself Aromatherapy book, and the 8 of the 14 chapters that were in there were mine. You know, it's so wonderful. There are some really, really great essential oils that can help with your mini retreat. Number 1 is lavender. I've spoken about it with the flowers. Now take a look at the essential oil, because if you have trouble sleeping, diluting a little bit of lavender oil in some water and spraying it on your pillow will work wonders. Will really help you have a deeper sleep, but it can also help with stress and anxiety. So again, I keep these little spray bottles in around my office and just spray as and when I need them. And I just think they are amazing. I have different ones. There we go. With different essential oils, depending on what I want. One for calming and relieving stress. One, like with eucalyptus in it, is a great oil for antibacterial, antiviral, and again, you know, helping with that kind of cold and decongestion and sinuses, which is really fantastic and what you actually want. Frankincense is another wonderful one, often called the king of oils, obviously very biblical as well, but it has that beautiful, warm and spicy, it's kind of getting into, you know, the autumnal air, perfect for yoga, perfect for meditation. You can either diffuse it. I also have a little mini diffuser here as well. I just click a button. Can you see the light that goes on? And it has a little diffusing ring in there. I've got some really nice oils in there as well. So again, this is portable. You can take it to go. You can take it in the car. You can take it to different offices. If you're doing presentations, if you're doing, events where you actually want to have a nice atmosphere and a little bit of something, these are great. Amazon, I think I'm $18.99. It battery operated, and then you can just get some essential oils and change them. It can just be something that, why are people attracted to your stand? Because it smells great and they don't know why. So that's a really, really good thing as well. Bergamot is another one. Bergamot oil comes from the peel of a citrus fruit, and that's the oil that gives the Earl Grey tea that distinctive scent, is the aromatherapy. And that bergamot oil it should really be part of any sort of toolkit for calming. That's why a lot of people love to drink Earl Grey tea, because of the bergamot oil. So again, you can diffuse the bergamot oil if you want to, or if you want to have one Earl Grey tea a day, then you're getting a little bit of those benefits as well. Or do the double whammy. Do the double whammy. So my number 6 is yoga and stretching. So whether you're into yoga or not, you can still stretch, okay? And what's really interesting is that kind of 30 years ago, when I started getting into this, it was known as kind of this groundbreaking protocol. But today's picture is just really different. Yeah, yoga and stretching has become increasingly integral in part of 21st century life. Scientists are researching it all the time, and physicians, neuroscientists, psychologists, and other researchers are just uncovering fascinating evidence on how this practice actually affects us mentally and physically to prevent so many different diseases and give us that vitality that we actually need at the moment as well. So, definitely you need to be doing some type of stretching. There's some great university from the state of Ohio that found that regular people doing yoga, that was only once or twice a week, that wasn't on a daily practice, once or twice a week, it actually lowered their blood pressure and the inflammation promoting immunity cells, IL-6, okay? So IL-6 gets triggered when you're in a stressful situation. But actually, if you are to do yoga and stretching 2 days a week, and that was just for 15 to 30 minutes, that those spikes in those IL-6 stress responders were reduced significantly. How great is that for a non-medical intervention for lowering your stress? It's just superb. Let's take a look here about decluttering. Decluttering, whether it's one room in your house, one drawer in your office, one area in the kitchen, it doesn't matter. We all have our ways of tidying up. And some people call it a chore, but actually, I think tidying is really great. And feeling organized is just absolutely fantastic. There are some real direct links, okay, between the stress hormone cortisol and clutter. It's incredible. This is from the UCLA. And basically, what they're saying is people with messy homes are 77% more likely to have weight issues due to the negative interior monologue, in living amongst disarray. How fascinating is that? So, if you can imagine, just from that point of view, start decluttering. How great is that? So again, you might want to choose kind of an area just to declutter. And again, for your emotional well-being, just to know that it's done and having it look great and clean, there is something really satisfying about that. Really, really satisfying. My number 8 is gratitude. And I really do love this. So your task for today is to actually write down just 3 things that you're grateful for. Just 3. And in positive psychology research, gratitude is strongly and consistently associated with greater happiness. You know, gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions. They relish in those good experiences. It improves their health and helps you deal with adversity. So, my task, as I mentioned, really just write down 3 things you're grateful for. That's all. If you can do it on a daily basis, that's amazing. Um, but people can also feel gratitude in many other different ways. So again, you can just say it out loud. Maybe you don't have time to write it down. Maybe you just want to lie in bed first thing in the morning and think of 3 things or 3 people you're really grateful for. And that is enough. The next one is something I did a lot this weekend, is I made some infused waters. So easy for you to do for your home mini retreat. Make yourself a batch of infused water that you can sip on all day. Fresh fruits, fresh herbs, some vegetables. They just make great flavor combinations. You can do citrus, berries, melons, ginger, mint, rosemary, whatever. You can float them. You can have an infusion pitcher. I don't have an infusion pitcher. Just shoved it all into I've got a big pitcher with a lid that has a little bit of a strainer. So I just put it all in there and then just poured it out. It was great because I infused it for 2 to 4 hours. You know, I wasn't planning on being so tired on Saturday, so I didn't have time to do it overnight. But a great idea is if you know you're going to do a mini retreat at home, get it ready the night before, put it in the fridge, it infuses overnight. How great is that? Drink it all the next day. You want to drink it within a day or 2. But if you're using herbs, just herbal water, rosemary, basil, mint, that can last 2 or 3 days as well. So these are some combinations that I made this weekend and today, and they were winners. I did strawberry, basil, and lemon. That was yum. I did honeydew, cucumber, and mint, only because I don't really like cucumber. So the honeydew that I threw in there kind of disguised the taste, and it was amazing. I did blackberry, orange, and ginger. I used frozen blackberries that were in my freezer because I didn't have any fresh because I wasn't going to go out. And I just wanted something different. And that was really, really nice. So again, frozen berries work really well. I also did blueberry, lemon, and rosemary. I trimmed my rosemary tree on the balcony, which was wonderful. I think I put a couple of bits of sage in there as well, just to really kind of antibacterial my throat. I thought I was coming down with something, and I have come down with a little bit of something, but not much. The next one was pineapple, coconut, and lime. So I had a fresh coconut. I just didn't feel like eating it because sometimes it can be quite dry. So what I did was I chopped the coconut up and I put it in the water, and it almost like infused into making its own coconut water. That with the pineapple and the lime, what a combo. It was great. Watermelon, kiwi, and lime was good. And then grapefruit, pomegranate, and mint. Whatever takes your fancy. They worked so well. They were absolutely lovely. So just get a really large pitcher, place the desired amount of fruit or herbs in there. You can add ice if you want to. It's up to you. You can garnish it. You can do whatever you want, okay? As long as you do it. It was really great, really, really great. And what's wonderful is that this is another thing that's fantastic for team building. Everyone can have their own pitcher, their own sort of combination, share amongst everybody, and invite them to make their own amazing combinations. So it could be a task-based thing that you could do as well. Get a whole bunch of fruit and herbs. What combination would you like? And I don't know, make up some names for it, which is really great. The last one is cook a fantastic fancy meal. Do you know what? This just makes you feel better when you eat really nourishing food. And, look, 2021 has been a crazy year, huh? And many of us are looking to 2022 with really high hopes. And, you know, the coronavirus hasn't helped, except in the fact that I think more people have health and wellness on their brain. And what they also have is, how do I build my immunity? How do I build that gut health, that anti-inflammatory? Maybe the plant proteins they want more of. Maybe adaptogens, which I'll tell you about. You know, so if you're going to do a fancy meal, make sure it's got wonderful immune boosting foods. You want to be looking at shiitake mushrooms, naturally high in vitamin D. Vitamin D boosts your immune system. Berries, really high in antioxidants. You know, it's hedgerow time. Get out there. Get the free berries that are, you know, down the road, and make some awesome stuff. Avocados are really great, not just for your face mask, okay? They're great for your body. You want those gut health foods. Chicory. Chicory is wonderful. You know, I often buy chicory, and I just absolutely love it. Just stir fried on its own or with a protein, whether that be a plant protein of tofu and seitan or a steak. Either one, it's still really nice. Taking a look at sauerkraut in that gut health section as well. Sauerkraut is wonderful. Making your own sauerkraut if you want to. Anti-inflammatory foods. You're looking at green leafy vegetables. You know, make that power green juice. Get the oily fish. You know, sardines. Tin of sardines is nothing. Just think of all the things you can do with a great tin of sardines. You can make a beautiful sardine pate or smoked mackerel pate. Adaptogens. Adaptogens are herbs and mushrooms known for their ability to help your body better handle physical and emotional stress. Shiitake mushrooms are part of that. Same with reishi mushrooms. Some of the exotic oriental mushrooms are really good for that. But simple things like dried goji berries, they're also good. Put them in your morning cereals. Turmeric, black pepper, those are great adaptogenic herbs to use as well. They will really help you handle stress. So again, cook that fancy meal, but have the intention of having it for immunity, gut health, anti-inflammatory. Maybe try a plant-based protein, at least in one of the courses, if not all of them, and try an adaptogen as well. And you will feel so much better in your little home retreat. So gang, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will have the replay ready. And I hope that you spend some time this weekend filling your cup with a little bit of the home retreats. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. And thank you for joining me this evening.
Thanks, Barbara.
Thanks, Barbara.
Have a great trip.
See you soon, Dawn. Bye.
See you soon, Nikki. Bye.
Bye.